Taurasi for the record!
Diana Taurasi coming through in the clutch.
To the best team in history! Ah!
Diana Taurasi, the GOAT of women's basketball, has just faced one of the toughest seasons of her legendary career. After being swept by rookie sensation Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, many are asking, is it finally time for Taurasi to retire? Today, we'll delve deep into Taurasi's storied career, recap her 2024 season, and explore whether the torch is being passed to Caitlin Clark. Is Taurasi considering calling it quits after 2 decades of dominance, or does she still have more to give? Let's break it all down. Diana Taurasi's name is synonymous with greatness. For over 2 decades, she has dominated the WNBA, earning accolades that few could ever dream of. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how much Taurasi has achieved in her illustrious career.
Anyone more complete than Taurasi? One of the all-time greats in this league.
Taurasi is the WNBA's all-time leading scorer, with over 10,000 points, a record that stands as a testament to her scoring prowess. She's won 3 WNBA championships, 2 WNBA Finals MVP, a WNBA League MVP, and has been named an All-Star 11 times. Her impact isn't limited to the WNBA either. Taurasi is a record-breaking 6-time Olympic gold medalist, representing Team USA with distinction across multiple tournaments. These achievements aren't just numbers, they are milestones that have defined an era in women's basketball. But it's not just the stats and the trophies that make Taurasi a legend. It's her leadership, her fierce competitiveness, and her ability to come through in the clutch that have cemented her status as the GOAT of women's basketball. Taurasi has always been the player you can count on when the game is on the line. Her ability to hit the big shots and make the right plays under pressure is unmatched, earning her the nickname White Mamba from Kobe Bryant himself. Throughout her career, Taurasi has been a role model on and off the court. She's inspired a generation of young athletes to dream big, work hard, and believe in themselves. Her influence extends beyond basketball. She's been a voice for equality, a champion for women's sports, and an advocate for social justice. Taurasi's legacy isn't just about the records she's set. It's about the barriers she's broken and the paths she's paved for future generations. As she entered her 20th season in 2024, many wondered how much longer Taurasi could continue to play at such a high level. Yet, despite the inevitable wear and tear of 2 decades on the court, Taurasi exceeded all expectations, continuing to perform at an elite level. But as the season unfolded and she faced the rising star of Caitlin Clark, questions began to surface. Has the time come for Taurasi to retire? Is she starting to consider hanging up her sneakers, or does she still have more to give? The 2024 season was pivotal, not just for Diana Taurasi, but for the entire WNBA. On one side, you had Taurasi, the face of the league for 2 decades, still playing with the fire and intensity that had defined her career. On the other side, a rookie named Caitlin Clark, whose incredible NCAA run had made her the most anticipated rookie in years. The most prolific scorer in NCAA history, both men's and women's. Taurasi's performance this season was nothing short of remarkable. At 42 years old, she continued to lead the Phoenix Mercury with grit and determination, guiding them through a challenging season. Taurasi wasn't just a player on the court, she was a mentor, a leader, and the backbone of the Mercury. Her ability to adapt her game to fit the needs of her team, despite her age, was nothing short of extraordinary. She wasn't just playing, she was teaching, leading, and inspiring a new generation of players. But this season wasn't just about individual performances, it was about the clash of eras. The seasoned veteran versus the young upstart, the old guard versus the new era. This dynamic came to a head in the 3 regular season matchups between Taurasi's Phoenix Mercury and Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark has been nothing short of a revelation in her rookie season. From the moment she stepped onto the WNBA court, it was clear that she was something special. Clark has shattered expectations and records, making a name for herself as one of the most exciting players in the league. Her deep shooting range, her court vision, and her ability to score from anywhere have made her a must-watch player, drawing comparisons to the likes of Steph Curry. Clark's impact goes beyond just her on-court performance. She's bringing new fans to the WNBA, driving up attendance, increasing viewership, and attracting major endorsements. The media can't get enough of her, and she's quickly becoming the face of the new era of women's basketball. With every game, Clark isn't just playing. She's changing the perception of women's basketball, making it more exciting and accessible to a broader audience. So, when the Indiana Fever and Phoenix Mercury met on the court, it wasn't just another game. It was a symbolic battle between the past and the future of the WNBA. And as we'll see, this season series would not only define the 2024 season, but also raise the question, is Diana Taurasi's time at the top finally coming to an end? The first matchup of the season between the Fever and the Mercury took place on June 30th, and it was everything fans had hoped for. The game was intense from start to finish, with both teams leaving everything on the court. Diana Taurasi, as expected, led the charge for the Mercury, scoring 19 points and dishing out 3 assists. But the night belonged to Caitlin Clark. Clark finished the game with 15 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds, a near triple-double and leading the Fever to an 88-82 victory. This was more than just a win for the Fever, it was a statement. Clark wasn't just going to participate in the WNBA, she was here to dominate. The win also raised eyebrows. Was this a sign that the torch was beginning to pass from Taurasi to Clark? Taurasi, ever the competitor, downplayed the loss in post-game interviews, but there was no denying that the league was watching. Could Taurasi keep up with the rising stars like Clark? Or was her time as the WNBA's dominant force nearing its end? The game also highlighted a growing tension between the two players. While Taurasi maintained her composure, it was clear that she was not ready to pass the torch just yet. Clark, on the other hand, seemed determined to prove that she was more than capable of taking the reins. The stage was set for an epic rivalry, one that would continue to unfold as the season progressed. The second matchup on July 12th saw even more intensity. Taurasi was sidelined due to a leg injury, a stark reminder of the physical toll a 20-year career can take. Without Taurasi, the Mercury struggled, and Caitlin Clark seized the opportunity to shine once again. Clark dominated the game, recording 20 points, 13 assists, and 6 rebounds. The Fever cruised to a 95-86 victory, and with Taurasi watching from the sidelines, the narrative began to shift even more. The question on everyone's mind, was this a glimpse of the WNBA's future without Diana Taurasi? Though Taurasi's absence was a factor, the media began to speculate. Was this injury a sign that Taurasi's body was finally giving in to the demands of the game? And if so, how much longer could she realistically continue at this level? The second game also fueled the growing rivalry between Taurasi and Clark. With Taurasi unable to play, the spotlight was entirely on Clark, and she did not disappoint. Her performance was a showcase of her skills, and it was clear that she was quickly becoming the new face of the league. But the question remained, could Clark maintain this level of play when Taurasi was back on the court? By the time the third and final matchup of the regular season arrived on August 16th, the tension had reached a boiling point. Taurasi was back in the lineup, determined to prove that she wasn't ready to pass the torch just yet. But Caitlin Clark and the Fever had other plans. The game was never close. Taurasi put on an average performance, scoring 16 points and only 3 assists. But it wasn't enough to stop the relentless attack of Caitlin Clark, who finished with 29 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds, her 10th double-double of the season. The Fever won the game easily, 98-89, completing the season sweep of the Mercury. After the game, Taurasi was visibly emotional. The loss, coupled with the growing dominance of players like Clark, seemed to weigh heavily on her. In post-game interviews, Taurasi spoke about the challenges of competing at the highest level for so long. "I've given everything to this game," Taurasi said. "I love competing. I love being out there with my teammates, but it's tough. Mentally, physically. You start to think about what's next." These words sent ripples through the basketball community. Was this the beginning of the end for Diana Taurasi? Or was she simply reflecting on the natural course of a long and storied career? The third game not only solidified Clark's status as a rising star, but also intensified the speculation surrounding Taurasi's future. Could this season be the last time we see Taurasi in a Mercury jersey? If so, what a way to go out, battling against the next generation of stars, still showing the heart of a champion. While Taurasi's future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is just getting started. Her rookie season has been nothing short of spectacular, and she's already being hailed as the future of the WNBA. Clark has not only shattered records but has also brought unprecedented attention to the league. Attendance is up, TV ratings are through the roof, and endorsement deals are pouring in. Clark's impact on the game is undeniable, and she's proving to be a transformative figure in women's sports. As the second half of the season resumes, Clark is on the hunt for even more records. She's within striking distance of Ticha Peniciero's rookie record for single-season assists at 225, and Alyssa Thomas's single-season assist record at 316. Additionally, Clark is on pace to set the record for most double-doubles by a guard in a single season. But it's not just the records that matter, it's the way Clark plays the game. Her deep shooting range, her court vision, and her ability to make her teammates better are changing the way women's basketball is played and perceived. In many ways, she's doing for the WNBA what Steph Curry did for the NBA. Clark's influence extends beyond the court. She's becoming a cultural icon, attracting fans who may have never watched a women's basketball game before. Her presence is bringing new eyes to the league, and her exciting style of play is keeping them hooked. She's not just a player, she's a movement, a symbol of the new era of women's sports. As we look back at this season, the question remains: have we witnessed the passing of the torch from Diana Taurasi to Caitlin Clark? Taurasi has been the face of the WNBA for 2 decades, but as the league evolves, so too must its stars. Clark represents the future, a new era of women's basketball that's faster, more dynamic, and more widely recognized than ever before. While Taurasi hasn't made any official announcements, it's clear that the grind of a 20-year career is taking its toll. Whether she decides to play another season or not, her legacy is secure. She's the GOAT, the player who defined a generation. But as the torch potentially passes to Caitlin Clark, we're left to wonder, could she be the one to challenge Taurasi's status as the greatest of all time? Clark's journey is just beginning, and if her rookie season is any indication, she's on a trajectory to become one of the most iconic figures in sports. Clark's potential seems limitless. She's already making waves in her first season, and with her work ethic, drive, and talent, there's no telling how high she can go. Could she become the first player to surpass Taurasi's scoring records? Could she lead her team to multiple championships? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this moment in women's basketball so exciting. Diana Taurasi's career has been nothing short of legendary, but after a season dominated by the rise of Caitlin Clark, the question of retirement looms large. Has the time come for Taurasi to step aside and make way for the new generation? Or does she have one more run left in her? As we watch this story unfold, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark is poised to become the face of the WNBA for years to come. But will she surpass Taurasi as the GOAT? Only time will tell. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is it time for Taurasi to retire? And can Caitlin Clark continue to break records and solidify her place among the all-time greats? Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest in women's basketball and beyond. Click the video on the screen to watch more content, and we'll see you in the next one.